Well, good afternoon. Today's Monday, May 23rd, 2022. We're here for a land use hearing, and I call this meeting to order. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if you're able, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everyone in the room and on Zoom. So I'm Kristen Stevens, Commissioner from District 2. With me is John Kafalas, Commissioner from District 1, and Jody Shattuck McNally, Commissioner from District 3. We also have Frank Haug, our County Attorney, with us. And from the Clerk's Office, we have Kelly Bryant. And Don Threewitt will introduce some of the planning staff and folks in the audience, and then give us a little background information about what we're how to respond today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Don Threewitt, Planning Manager, and I'll work through our introductions here in just a second. So we have Leah Schneider with Environmental Health Online, and in the room today we have Tina Kurtz with Engineering Flood, Karan Nizat, a new staffer with Engineering, Leslie Ellis, Community Development Director, Andrew Lewis with the Attorney's Office, and then up at the dais to my left I have Michael Whitley, Doug May, and Ton Hillenbrand with Planning, and Tracy Shambo with Engineering. We respectfully request that all members of the public silence their electronic devices. Please help yourself to a copy of the agenda and the hearing procedure instructions, which are located on the wall just by the door, and they're also posted online at larimer.org/BOCC/Commissioner Hearings. Please wait to speak until recognized by the chair. Please maintain civility, refraining from audience applause, comments, or disruptions, whether positive or negative. Please make all comments to the Board of County Commissioners from the podium. A portable microphone is available for those as needed. Please state your name at the beginning of your comments and provide the spelling of your name if it's unique. Please speak directly into the microphone so that remote participants may hear. Upon request, assisted listening devices are available for the hearing impaired. For hybrid meetings such as this, attendees online will be muted until they're recognized by the chair. If an online attendee wishes to speak or request a consent item be removed for discussion when called, please use the raise hand function on the Zoom control bar. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. So we will go over the consent agenda items. There are 3 of those items on our consent agenda. And so folks know, consent agenda items are land use proposals where the applicant and the planning staff are in agreement with the details of the proposal, and we have no known opposition to those items. So we would be voting on them in whole, all 3 of them on the consent agenda if none are removed. However, they can be removed. They can be removed by commissioners. They can be removed by members of the public. So after I read through them, I'll ask commissioners and the members of the public if they want to remove anything. Removing it from the consent agenda would allow for a full hearing on the item. So the first item on the consent agenda is the Johnson rezone, file number 21, zone 3178. The request is that applicants request to remove existing conditional zoning originally approved in 1982 that restricts or limits the use of the property to a restaurant, general store, or professional offices. And the location is 2301 West Highway 34, Drake, Colorado. The second item on the consent agenda is the Country Club sign appeal. This is an appeal to Larimer County Land Use Code Standard 8.4.3.c to allow 61 square foot replacement entrance sign for the Fort Collins Country Club where 20 square feet is allowed. And this location is 1920 Country Club Road, Fort Collins, Colorado 80524. And the location of the sign is approximately 400 feet west of the intersection of Country Club Road and Turnberry Road. And the third and final item on the consent agenda is Little Valhalla condominium map, file number 22, land 4241. And this request is approval of a condominium map for 0.87 acre property with 3 dwellings. And the location is 2131 Eagle Cliff Road, Estes Park. located on the north side of Eagle Cliff Road, approximately 1,200 feet west of the intersection of Eagle Cliff Road and Highway 66. So those are the three items on our consent agenda. And do either of the commissioners want to remove any items from this?
Madam Chair, I don't wish at this moment to remove any items from the consent agenda, but may I ask one or two clarifying questions about a specific item, please?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm not sure who I address this to. Do I address this to Don or Mr. Whitley or Mr. Whitley? Hi, Mr. Whitley, thank you. I just have a quick question, well, actually, a couple questions on item number 3, the request for a condominium map on 0.7 acre property with 3 dwellings. So I have, my first clarifying question is when we're talking about the accommodation zoning and low intensity, can you, I didn't get to look this up beforehand. Can you explain to me concisely the low intensity versus the high intensity? I think I know what that means, but I'd just like to know what specifics of that definition.
Certainly. So this property is zoned EVA1, which is Estes Valley Accommodations Low Intensity. The other zoning, the other accommodation zoning in the Estes Valley is EVA, and that is accommodations, and then the kind of clarifier is highway corridor. So it's mostly along highway corridors, and there are slight changes or differences with minimum lot size. There are differences with regard to maximum density. There are differences with regard to allowed uses. So, for example, I believe it's the accommodation zoning district that allows motels and hotels, whereas I don't believe those are allowed in the A1 zoning district. So they're very similar, but A is more intense than A1, and this property is zoned A1.
So with that, so that's what I thought, but with the low intensity, what's the definition? Is there so much per acre and density wise, or what's the definition of the A1? Is there so many per acre or?
Yes, and I'm saying this off the top of my head because I didn't anticipate the
So
question.
I apologize. I should have given you.
Oh, no, that's fine. So what's allowed in the accommodations A1 zoning district, you can have single-family homes, and this zoning district specifically allows multiple principal residential dwellings on a lot with the stipulation that there cannot be more than one per 15,870, I believe the number is, square feet per unit. And so this property at 0.87 acres was allowed 3 dwelling units. It would not be allowed to have 4 based on the density standard.
Okay, that's helpful. That's actually kind of where I was going with that. So, and so this, just to clarify, this is just allowing, this request is just to allow the approval of the condominium map for each dwelling, correct?
Correct. Yes, there are 3 dwellings on the property, and this would just allow for the separate ownership of those dwellings. It would not result in any actual physical development on the property. It's just a change of ownership structure.
That's what I still want to make sure I understood that correctly. Okay, I think that's the only questions I have for today. Thank you.
thank
Appreciate
you.
your clarifying that for me. Thanks.
Certainly. Thanks.
Thank you. Also ask the question again, does anyone want to remove any items from the consent agenda?
Madam Chair, thank you. I do not wish to remove any items from the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Shattuck McNally?
I have my questions answered. Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't choose to move anything from the consent agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. We will bring it to the public. So is there anyone in the room or online that would like to remove one of these items from our consent agenda?
No one online, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Threewitt. Seeing no one with hands raised, we will move forward, and I'll ask for a motion on the consent agenda. Commissioner Kafalas, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yes, Madam Chair, thanks. I move to approve the 3 items on the May 23rd, 2022 consent agenda, subject to the conditions in the staff reports, and further move to authorize the chair to sign the findings and resolutions.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's a motion on the table. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes, and I believe that's the only item on our agenda today, so we are adjourned. Thank you.